Hey friends, it's Missy again. Thanks for joining me today. I'm back with a new layout for the Hip Kit Club, and I'm using the 2017 June kits. This is my first layout using the June kits, and it's based on this week's sketch, which naturally I forgot to show you because I always seem to forget to show you the sketch. But I'm going to show you what I start out with here. These Project Life cards this month are just to die for, and so are those Vicky Bouton frames, and so are these Amy Tan thickers. I mean, the colors are just totally my favorite. Look at the card with the rainbow colors, and this card with the flowers. I had to use that right off the bat. I was like, I have got to cut those flowers out. This is the picture I'm going to use. I think it matches perfectly, and it's actually from about 5 years ago of my little page, and she just looks adorable in her little tropical swimsuit there, and it's the perfect colors. And I want to incorporate the stencil that has those little X's on it, and I'm going to use this paper as my background. This is from the main kit and the paper kit, and it is from Pink Fresh Studio. And it's white with these subtle gray circles on it. It makes a perfect background because it's basically white, but it's got a little hint of gray on it. So I'm going to take some gesso and do some smudging. And if you've seen the sketch, it's the one that's up today over on the Facebook forum. It's designed by Kristen, who's also a design team member. And there's two photos, one larger than the other, and they're kind of tilted at an angle and kind of overlapped. And then there's a lot of mixed media type of shapes and splotches in the background with a big swirly something over on the left side. And so I'm inspired by this sketch, and I'm going to sort of make it my own. I'm only going to use one photo, but I'm going to try to, you should be able to tell that I use this sketch, hopefully. Sometimes they start out one way and they just kind of take on a mind of their own. Now, these are the Prima watercolor confections. These are from the May kits. This month we got some Vicky Bouton paint, and I'm going to use that here in just a few minutes. But I wanted some pink on the background, and so those Prima watercolors have this beautiful pink, and I'm just doing what I normally do, use some plastic packaging and smudge it around. And now I'm going to take some time to cut this flower cluster out. It is so pretty. It's so tropical, and just the colors are amazing. So yeah, that took a little bit of time, but I got it all cut out, and I think it goes with my picture very, very nicely. So I want to add some orange. This is not from our kits. This is from my stash. This is a Shimmers Creamies, and it's called Just Peachy, and it is such a beautiful orangey color. It goes beautiful with pink, and it's going to wind up matching all the oranges that I'm going to wind up using really, really well. So here are the Vicky Bouton paints. They are adorable. I love these little milk crate or milk carton type shape of the jars. I guess that's what they're called. That's what they remind me of. Old style milk glass jars, I guess. I'm going to mix the green, the blue, and that light teal color together to get the perfect darker teal color that matches the colors in all the goodies. And I'm going to do the packaging technique with it. I'm just going to add a little bit of water to it and then smudge it around just like I did the watercolor and the shimmers. And it does react a little bit differently because it's thicker, but you know, if you add water to it, you can certainly use it this way. It is acrylic paint, so you can paint it directly on. The colors are beautiful. So at this point, I thought, you know, I probably should have done more teal than pink on the background because there is a lot of pink in my picture, but it winds up working out because of all the embellishments I'm going to add. I really wanted to use that striped rainbow colored Project Life card, but I didn't want to cover it up, so I'm going to wind up cutting it. I do back the picture with a piece of that light teal paper that you just saw, and I'm just going to use a little bit of that rainbow card. I want it to be just a hint of rainbow peeking out, and then I'm going to layer in some other things. I'm going to layer in an orange Project Life card. I'm going to use that teal Vicky Bouton frame. I'm going to fussy cut out that super cute hot air balloon. I'm going to use that as a layering piece. But now I've decided, since I've started in with all of the embellishments and layers, I'm covering up a lot of my background, so I'm going to have to take it out a little bit bigger. So I'm adding in some more orange because I want to be able to see it around everything. And honestly, I wind up covering up a lot of the teal, but that's okay because a lot of the embellishments I use have teal in it, and so the teal is still very much prevalent color. And you know, this looks like a hot mess. When you're making a mixed media layout with nothing on top of it, it just looks like you splashed some colored water on your paper and left it to dry, you know. But when you start to add things on top of it, it changes the look of it, and it just gives a whole different effect, I think. But you have to get a little messy in order for that to happen. Now, I decided to add a little bit of texture, and in the end, you can't even really wind up seeing this, but this is the stencil and the pasties that we get in the color kit this month. And the pasties is from Shimmers, and it's white. It's called Salt of the Earth. And it's just a white texture paste. It's a flat finish. And I just wanted to add a little bit more texture to the background there. And you can kind of see it, but when it dries, it's a little more subtle in the end. And you can see it really well in the close-ups. I also used that white card with the pink polka dots on it, and I cut that frame in half because you wouldn't even see the other half, so why waste it? So just cut it up, only use the parts that you're going to see, and that way you have another half to use somewhere else later. A little more orange up at the top there. And I'm going to tuck in the hot air balloon because when I cut it off the card, the right side of it ran off the page, and so it's kind of hacked off. So I tucked it in there so you can't tell that. I had to use this super adorable flamingo, and I'm going to pop it up with some foam. That is from the Crepe Paper Oasis sticker sheet. It just matched perfectly. Had to use it. I'm also going to use this little pink sticker here, and I'm going to pop that up as well. I did add some foam behind my picture, so some things are going to be flat, some things are going to be raised up. I would never have thought to pair these gorgeous Bella Boulevard puffy stickers with any of this stuff, but it matches perfectly. I believe those, yeah, those are from Make Your Mark, and the colors are just stunning. The pinks, the yellows, beautiful, beautiful flowers. I'm going to tuck those in. And these are some little bits and pieces from the Vicky Boutin ephemera pack and the Pink Fresh Studio ephemera. All these die cuts. There were a lot of die cuts in the kits this month, so there are no shortage of embellishments. So I'm discovering that I'm getting some yellow, more yellow here and there. And I wasn't even really thinking about yellow, but I'm going to add in some yellow thread to make sure that there's enough yellow going around the page. And then I'm going to start to slowly glue everything down. You know, it was really hard starting on this. I'm glad I had the sketch to help me out because everything was so beautiful. I didn't know where to start, honestly. Everything I looked at, I was just oohing and awing over, and I thought, I want to use this, I want to use this, I want to use that. Where do I start? I mean, so gorgeous. Just, oh, so pretty. So yeah, just adding my thread and gluing things down. That's some teal thread I'm going to add in over there on the left. I actually wind up using a lot of thread on this layout. And I get a lot of questions in my comments about what kind of thread I use. Honestly, it's the thread that you can get at Walmart. Nothing fancy at all. I think they're like $2.27 a spool, and it's by Coates, I think is the brand, but it's nothing special. I just buy it for the color, you know. I maybe buy 1 or 2 spools every couple of weeks when I go there and add it to my collection, but it's nothing fancy at all. These are some stickers from the Oasis sticker sheet. It says beautiful and sunny days, and I do add some foam to that, I believe, and some thread. And see, now you can see that I've got a lot of teal going on, so the fact that I covered up most of it in the background doesn't really matter because I think I still have enough going on. And you know, sometimes it just gets covered up, and that's okay because I feel like you can still see plenty of it coming out from behind everything. Now, when I first started, I wanted to use this big awesome piece, and now I don't have anywhere to put it. It's too big. So I wind up not even using it. This is a case that happens to me all the time, where I see something and I'm inspired by it, and I'm like, I'm going to use that on a layout. And then I get so wrapped up in everything else, by the time I come back to that piece, I don't have anywhere to put it. So then I'm like, okay, now what I'm going to do for my title? I struggle. It's the very last thing that I do. This may be some of the most favorite things that I love in these kits, and these are the exclusive wood veneer buttons. They are so cute. The colors, again, are perfect. You would think that it came with these collections, and I love that Hip Kit is starting to, well, not starting to, they've been doing it for a while, but they create exclusive things to go with everything. It's just, I love it. Always matches so perfectly. And I use, I think, 3 of those. And I go back and forth. Am I going to use the yellow Dreaming or the teal Live for the Moment? I like them both. I was like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Yeah, I don't know. The Awesome was just too big. So what do I do when I don't know what to do? Yes, I add more thread because I don't have enough thread on there already, right? Maybe adding thread will help me figure out the title. That's what I was telling myself. But yeah, I wind up having to turn off my camera and just study it for a while because I just wasn't sure. I like both of them. And I love the Awesome. And that was what sort of inspired me to go with the bright pink. But as I went on, I forgot about that. And then at the end, it's just too big to put anywhere. So I'm going to add a little bit of journaling down at the bottom. Just love that picture. I think she looks so cute. Gosh, I think she was 3 then, because she's 8 now. Goodness. All right, so here I go again. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, on top or below. I think I'm going to go with Live for the Moment, because I like the yellow, but I don't know. I just wound up liking that one more. And I am going to stick it right on top. I feel like you can still see plenty of the flowers, but I didn't want to cover up any of the word by putting it underneath the flowers. I did add some yellow thread, so there's still a little more yellow going on there. And I'm still like, yes, no, maybe. I like it. I think it looks great. Now I think there's plenty of teal, plenty of pink. It's all well-rounded. I love how this turned out. I love the dimension. The kits made this really easy to put together because there's so much to choose from. There's so many die cuts. I think there are like 3 packs of die cuts, plenty of thickers, the papers, the colors, the stickers, on and on and on. You guys know, if you've got these kits, you're probably swooning over them just like I am. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure you check out what the other DT members created based on Kristen's sketch, and hope you guys will play along. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great week. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next video.